Hey guys, welcome back to another video. You know, I am Kayon Aldria, and I'm so glad that I can spend the evening or the night or the day with you to tell you about the things that people do not talk about that you need to have when you just get to Canada. Grab your wine or some tea like myself, and let's get this video started. I'm having me some coffee and lemon, trying that Chloe thing. Before I get started, right? This video, disclaimer, we go in Jamaica up in here. Sorry for all who do not speak Caribbean, disclaimer, but yeah. This video are for the people them when you take a risk to come to Canada, right? When you let you know good up jobs back wherever you're coming from, right? And you decide to come to Canada to start life, make life better for your family, because maybe the crime rate back home is too high, things just wasn't working or whatever. This video is for you. You're coming to Canada, right? You're going to rent somewhere. Maybe you're getting somewhere unfurnished, because I believe if you look really closely, a lot of the places that are unfurnished tends to be a bit cheaper than the places that are furnished. And when I say a bit cheaper, it's not just a bit. It's probably normally sometimes $400 or $500, but it depends. So if you're coming with your partner, if you're coming by yourself and you're renting with another student, help to cut prices also, what you're going to need sometimes is a bed. Things like a bed, that's the first thing everybody's going to need. Please do not take up your money and buy a brand new bed, right? You see the mattress part, they do sell them on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. You can get new. When I said brand new, I meant like don't go to places like IKEA, Walmart and buy something from those stores that are brand new. Brand new. No, do not do that. You can use Facebook Marketplace and get beds. You can get used beds, as in I mean like the frame and the base. You can get those used on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. And then for the mattress partner, probably that partner, you want that part to be new. But what I'm saying, you don't need to go to Walmart or IKEA. This is Canada. You can get those things new too on Facebook Marketplace. In plastic, you just have to look. Sometimes you'll see persons sell, it will not be the name brands, you know what I mean, but they are new and they are in plastic. Use Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. Ka-ching ching, bling bling, you're on a budget, you're starting over brand new. Use up the cheap places. Use up the Craigslist and the Facebook Marketplace, because here's a tip, you just need to look. And they are there. It's not a hard look where you have to be looking. They are there because a lot of persons, this is Canada. Again, this is Canada. A lot of persons who are selling these beds, they are in plastic. You can go, you can look at it, or you can get it delivered to your door. A lot of these places are persons who are selling on Facebook Marketplace. They actually just use these beds for showing, like an apartment tour. They just use them and it's still in the plastic. It's not like anyone slept on them. Use those places first before you go and spend your money in a big Walmart or a big IKEA or Ashley's. You name the places. Use those places first. That's number one. Any furniture you want to buy in your place, you can get some things like they are sold next to new on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. Ain't gonna lie. If you're on a budget, you see other little appliances, like things like microwave. It's like probably you'll need a space heater because the place probably is still cold depending on where you're going. Those little things you can actually get those using Instacart, and you can buy those from Walmart, you can buy those from other places, but I would advise you, when you go in Walmart or you go online, please go to clearance or the sales section first. Please look there to see what you might need that's on that list before you go and buy one that you realize, hey, you could have gotten it cheaper because that another brand is on sale. Here, every dollar counts. Every dollar counts, because I know why people always say every dollar counts, is because you can get some things that you get for $1 or $2 here. It's so much value. Don't think your $1 or $2 can't get you a meal. It can. So you don't want to waste dollars on some other things. Oh, before I forgot. Yeah, before I forget. When you're new to Canada, right? Every school or every province, they have what you call like a food shelter. I don't remember the exact name of it. Like a food pantry like. You're new to Canada. You stay there. See, when you're new, you just have that bank account, you maybe have a little money in it, you don't have a job. You can go and sign up with a food pantry wherever you are, whichever province you're going to. You can sign up. Give it maybe a week or two after coming, you can sign up with a food pantry, because the truth is you do not have a job, right? So as a student, you can definitely sign up as a student, and you can go and collect your food every 2 weeks, because your part-time money in British Columbia, once you're making under, I think it's about $15,000 or $2,000 per month, right? You can get it for the entire duration of your studies. You can sign up. But if you have a partner that's coming with you, chances are he can get it in the beginning, but after 6 months you probably won't get it again once you have a job, because every 6 months you have to update your bank account to show that, hey, this is the only this amount of money is coming in my bank account. So ain't no flexing here. Free food. And I'm going to tell you, the truth is, you see, the things that you get from the food pantry is things that you would go to the supermarket and actually buy. Good brand new food. No shame in your game. Good food. Cut down on your supermarket expenses. Why? That's the one thing I wish somebody had told me before coming to Canada. It's one thing I wish I knew, because I haven't been here for 6 months yet, but I could be getting it. I could be. But sadly I can't, because like I said, they use your bank account and they're going to look at how much money you have in there and how much money coming in. So you have 6 months good to at least, if you know, get it. So you know where you're going, right? Before you even reach Canada, you know that probably the province or the state you're going is a remote area. So probably you'll need a car, because the bus is not the best thing for you. Here's a tip: do not lease a car, because leasing, you'll never own that car. It might sound more reasonable, but no. They will give you a loan tomorrow, man. If you have a job, just one job, it could have just been that you're making $600 a week. That's all they want to see, and just look at your expense and they'll give you that loan. Be careful of taking loans when you just get to Canada. I know if you're in a remote area, you probably need a car, but be careful. The best thing I'd advise you to do is use Craigslist or use Facebook Marketplace. Please note, right now currently the market for cars is not the best thing, so if you have to rough it out to walk for a little while and take the bus for a little while, do it, because the market right now is a bit high. But you also have other options, and it doesn't matter where you're going. In Canada, they have a lot of auctions, like they happen in British Columbia where I'm at. They happen daily, like every day, even on Sundays, right? if you know that you're really going to need a car, start going to some auctions and start looking at cars. You can get cars for good low prices. I'm talking $2,000-$3,000 Canadian dollars. So budget for that. Go to auctions, use Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. The auctions are really good though for cars, because a lot of these companies who would have a car that they were renting, once the year would end, they write off those cars, right? And sometimes ICBC, that's the insurance company here in British Columbia, ICBC here in British Columbia, what they do sometimes, you would imagine why they write off cars. Sometimes they write off cars, according to my co-workers. Sometimes they write off cars because something is wrong with the AC vent. They write that off. You know, something might be wrong with something else, and then they write it off. And you know, you go to an auction and you see something like that, all you need to do is to get that and get a mechanic who can fix that. You're good to go, you have a good car, working good. So that's a thing. Another tip with cars, they say if you're buying cars and you go to an auction, whichever province you're at, a lot of people love cars that are from British Columbia, because in British Columbia, you know, we don't really have much snow. You know, most happens is rain. So cars from Alberta that were originally driven in Alberta, places like Saskatchewan, you don't want to buy cars from those places because it snows a lot, and with snow, you know, it comes with a lot of rust. So you need to look for, when you're going to auctions, where the car was originally from too. That's a tip. Even when you're buying from Facebook Marketplace, you need to look where the car was from. Boom. And look at your mileage and all those other things. Yeah. Also, remember guys, if you're in a city area, like you're in Ontario or you're in British Columbia, you know, places like these, not the remote areas that is, but most places, you do not need a car. Take the bus, take the bus, take the bus, take the bus. The bus is reliable, especially when you're in areas where the bus is reliable. So maybe I did not say this before, but anywhere you are renting, ensure it is off a major street. So it's a street where a lot of buses run. So when you're looking places to rent, especially when you're new, you want to ensure that you're taking the bus to get there. That way you literally see how far you have to walk. You can use the app. Oh yes. If you're coming to BC, you need probably the TransLink. You need the you need the TransLink app. You see, you need to find out which app for transportation is within the province that you're going. You need to get that app. BC is TransLink. So you use TransLink app and you see your bus, any bus. You see how often they run. You want to use that so that you can decide, should I rent somewhere in this area or not? Because here time is money, right? So that's another tip. That's another thing that you need to look at when you come in here. It's another thing that nobody told me, but eventually with time you learn it. And I'm just telling you for free. I'm giving it to you because I don't want you to come here and not know basic things like this, right? These things you must come, you must be prepared, and these things they just be flowing. Yeah, you got it. So get you the app that you need to download to find out whether the bus, how often the bus comes, and when you're renting or getting somewhere to live, use the app to tell whether this is a good location or not. Because what you will realize is you want to, especially when it's cold, you don't want to walk more than 5 minutes. Hint. That's like you don't, anywhere where you're going to rent or you're going to live and you realize, boy, after I get off the bus, it's a 10-minute walk. No. And if you realize that the bus only runs every 30 minutes, red flag. The most time the bus must take to get to you must be like 15 minutes or every 5 minutes. Those are areas you want to live. Or if it's even every 15 minutes, it must not. it mustn't be only one bus that's running to where you live. You want, but if that's the case, fine, because we're on a budget and maybe sometimes the rent here is a bit cheaper and it's 15 minutes and it's one bus, fine. 15 minutes is not bad. But if you realize it's just one bus and it's every 30 minutes, run. No matter how cheap it is, because when cold ready to bite, and you have to stand up in that cold and wait on that bus, it's a no. So look at things like that before you rent and you get somewhere. The bus, understand the bus system, get the app. Tea, baby, tea. When I was doing another video, I told you about when I was coming, I carried some things with me to Canada. I carried pots, I carried sheets, because you need to sleep on a bed, right? You need sheets. I carried sheets, I carried clothes, I carried shoes, I carried, apart from clothes and shoes, everybody carry that, but carry your pot, carry your sheet, carry two, you want to walk with 2 little forks, you want to walk with 2 spoons, you want to walk with a flat plate, you want to walk with a bowl, a little, mixing bowl, at least we make the flour, or the dumplings, or whatever else to put in a bowl. You want to walk with your little big spoon of stir the pot and your big fork. You want to walk with them little things there. I carried them. No flex around here. I walk with them. An immigration officer told me that when I had my chicken that I bought at Aldria and I was eating, and I got to the officer, but I had the food in my hand, and he said it's illegal to carry chicken or food to Canada. And I was like, huh? Yeah, because he was like, I can fine you right now. I think he was saying he could fine you $10,000. Yeah, some enough money. I was like, that's my school fee, yo. And he was like, he was going to give me a blind, but next time do not. He's like, no food. Given I know that it's illegal to carry food to Canada, I'm not going to tell you to carry those things. Do your research on that one, because there are some things that you can carry and there are some things that you can't. So be careful with that. Find out what you can and carry them. And what you can't, no bother with it. Because in Jamaica they would say, puss and dog ain't got the same luck. Yeah, so it means what goes for me might not go for you. You might not be so lucky. So that's another thing. If you have an iron, walk with the iron, because for me, some days I have to dress business-like, and especially if you're coming with a partner too, they are going to need to go to work, and you need to iron out those. You need to think a bit long term. You need to think when you settle in some of the little natural things that you use some days without even thinking. A lot of persons were saying to me when I was coming that some of the things, oh, it's cheap in Canada, where you're going with it. Like I said, every dollar counts. And something that you already have, you don't need to buy it. Pay for that extra suitcase and carry it with you. Things like even the liquor salt. Walk with my salt. If you even call Walmart or use Instacart, you don't need to buy salt. And probably have little salt left over. Probably you have little salt left in the cupboard. Pack it up, walk with it. One less thing you have to spend money on when you get here. This is for persons coming with a spouse, or probably you come first and your spouse probably going to come after you. You want to get a license in something. Like I always tell you, apply for jobs from back home. Start applying on Indeed, LinkedIn, all of them. Change your location to Canada or wherever it is that you're going. But if you realize you did not get anything, at least from then, you want to have a plan, a backup plan, that when you reach, okay, I'm going to sort out this license, I'm going to get this license. Because once you have a license in something, Canada is so short on people for every area, every section. Once you have your license, you're good to go. You'll get the job, you'll get something. So that's something that you probably need to have another, not at the beginning, but probably after you're in like a month. Because you don't want to start worrying about not being able to get money in and you're spending all your little savings. I don't know about you, but for me, money must be coming in. Money must be coming in more than it's going out. Oh, me feel left out this. Oh, me feel leave out this. Guys, you know they always say the little coat that you buy back home isn't good enough. Or you would say, oh, I went to the US and I got a coat in the US, so it's good. No, it's not good. Canada is cold because I know they say, oh, BC is warm. I'm still being like, where it's warm compared to other provinces, but my body did not get used to it that quickly. It got used to it after a while. But the thing is, or the point is, I would advise you, if you're going to the US and planning on getting a coat to carry to Canada, maybe some other time, because that's what I did. I got a coat in the US from H&M and I spent good money on it, so I thought it was good. But when I got to Canada, I realized Canada is cold. BC was having one of its coldest weather. At the time, I think it was probably just -3 or 4 or 5, thereabout. Oh, it got to -30, -15. Yeah, right? And I was so cold. I was so cold. I couldn't function. I couldn't go outside. I had to cancel some plans on some days because I wasn't going to do it. So when you get here, especially if you get here in the summer, you want to prepare up and get you a good winter coat and some good layers to go underneath that, because when cold starts to bite, it is cold and you don't want to be cold, especially if you're planning on waiting on buses and things like that and moving around. You need to be warm. So that's another one. Those were some of the shocking things, the things that people don't talk about that you need to know, especially the bus pass thing with the app. You need to know your bus schedule. You need to be warm. You need to take things that you don't have to spend money on. You need to really think about, do you really need that car? And if you do, you need to find auctions that you can buy that car. The whole works. So that's for you. Thank you. I'm going to finish this now for my weight loss journey. I think I'm getting there, right? Yeah, I'm going to finish this now for my weight loss journey. It's coffee and lemon, and yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. And as usual, you know it's your girl Kayon. Leave a comment, like, share this video to someone who's coming to Canada. You never know unless you share the video. Enough people are planning to come to Canada on runway, and you don't know unless you share the video. Share up the video. You don't need to worry about the people going to think that it's you coming to Canada or whatever. Just share the video. Share the video. Share it like a food. Thanks. And I can't wait for you to get here so I can have some more people to hang out with. Right? The sky is the limit here. Remember that one time it was like the American dream? No more American dream. It's the Canadian dream. The Canadian dream. So, all the best. The sky is not even the limit. Thank you so much for stopping by. It was my pleasure. Bye.